Alright, what's up YouTube? I am going to install the Krator fairing on this 23 Street Bob, and I did put 2 clamps on, then decided, hey, I should probably make a video because there's not a lot of them out there. So this is the fairing. Comes with all the hardware. I did have to pay an extra $12 for that. Other than that, everything comes in the box, and the windscreen is in that bag. I have not taken it out yet. So we're gonna get rolling. All right, step 1. So take these 4 rubber grommets, and they go here on the fairing, here, here, and here. All right, this is what those grommets should look like when you're done. Nice and flat. What you don't want them to look like is that. You need to get it nice and flat. Sorry, I only got 2 hands and no tripod. So make sure you flip them so they don't have any creases in them. All right, a lot of people beat up on these Krator fairings due to the clamps. And I gotta tell you, I had a Memphis Shades Road Warrior fairing on a 2020 Lowrider S. And it honestly did not feel that much different than this. However, you got to mess with it a little bit, and you got to have just the right angle to get these things to slide together. But just do a little wiggling. You don't want to force it. If it doesn't work, try it from the other side. There's probably minor imperfections that don't allow this thing to slide real smooth. All right, so anyway, and then when this bolt goes in, you got to take it real easy and make sure you get the right angle so that you don't cross thread it. So again, it's a little harder to do when it's on the bike, but I wanted to give you a close-up to get these lined up, and then you cannot crank these things down. And honestly, the Memphis Shades, you couldn't crank it down either. I ended up stripping one of the Memphis Shades brackets. So honestly, I don't feel like the quality is any different from what I can tell so far with this Krator fairing. All right, and when you're mounting the brackets to the fairing, you're gonna wanna grab these silver bolts. You wanna go with a lock washer first, then a flat washer. And then this thing is your nut on the other side. So, again, I'm sorry, I don't have a tripod. Take the bolt assembly with the 2 washers, through on that side. And like I said, this goes on the other side. And when you put these on, these brackets aren't labeled left and right, so you're going to want to set the fairing up how it's going to sit on the bike, and then make sure that these are going to go over top and down over the clamps that are going to go on your forks. Because you can put these on backwards and you won't know it until you go to set it on the forks. So when you're done, again, you got bolt, lock washer first, then the flat washer through the mounting plate. And on the other side, these have threads in them. And you're going to want to put all these on loose because you got to test fit everything before you tighten it up. All right, there is 6 black screws, 6 black washers, 6 silver washers, 6 silver nuts. Black washers go on the black bolts. They go through from the outside and silver on the inside. 6 of those, again, all loosely until you get everything put together. All right, to remove this headlight, you've got to get underneath here, and what size is this? Quarter inch hex. In here, you're gonna pop this out. All right, and the next thing is to pull this bolt out. Those are 14 millimeter. I just pulled the nut off of that. And when you do, that block comes right out. If you end up putting this block back in, there's a guide pin that goes on that tit right there. But the new block does not have one. It's got 3 threaded holes to adjust how far out you want that headlight to go. Alright, here's a fun piece. There's that guide pin that lines up the block. Kind of want to get you some diagonals or dikes or wire cutters, whatever you call them. Grab on and just pop it right out. Alright, and once you do that, the lift block sit right on top of there. Alright, so I've got the right brackets on as I'm looking at the bike, or left side if you're riding it, and I've put these rubber strips underneath, so they're snug. I still got to do these. So basically these things just have a peel and stack backing, and I put them on just to give these clamps a little bit of grip. Alright, so this is not easy to do one-handed, but I'm going to try and show you one. The rubber dealio on there. I think the screw's going to have to come all the way out. So earlier I was talking about making sure you get these lined up. So twist real easy with the tool until it starts to go in real smooth. If you have any resistance, stop immediately, or you will probably strip these out or gall the threads. Oh my gosh. Here's another installation tip. Don't do this with one hand. This one first. And again, I can't stress the importance of not over tightening these things. If you need to tighten these up and you have an 18-month-old baby at home, bring your 18-month-old baby out here and tell them to get this as tight as they possibly can. And that's going to be tight enough. There's rubber in here. And when I get all done, I'm probably going to pull these off and put red Loctite on there. You don't have to put red Loctite, but I like to use it because I don't want stuff coming apart. But do not over tighten these clamps. Alright, it's on, everything's tight, but it's probably still going to need to be adjusted. So you're going to want to make sure that this is locked tight, which means this outside piece is flush. And of course you can just pull up on it and make sure it's tight. You want to make sure that the bracket's seated on both of those round things. And then if you can see in here, I did not use the extension block. I just flipped that other piece around so that the light is sticking a little bit farther out. I felt like that looked pretty good. I'll have to ride at night and see, but it's really not sitting very far back in there. Oh, let's get this hooked around here. All right, same on this side. Make sure the bracket's seated on both those things, and then this. Make sure that's in there good. All right, so this is what she looks like right now installed. This is the Amazon Krator fairing. I think it's pretty similar to the Road Warrior fairing. I think if you buy from Memphis Shades, you probably are getting a little bit better fit and finish. But I had one before, and I don't know, it didn't seem to be that much different. I try to support American companies as much as I can, but you know what, sometimes my pocketbook just doesn't allow it. We all got budgets. So after I get some miles on it, I'm going to adjust it, and then probably do a follow-up video in about a month or so on what I think of it.